Did the video not play for you again, Joe? Anyway, so we don't derail the start of the podcast. Welcome back to the Wrestle Purist podcast, episode 73. I'm joined by Joe Hulbert and a returning usual face, Charlie.
Hello.
It's been way too long since you've been on one of these shows, but we've brought her back in. At the minute, you've got a very British trio on the screen.
Yeah.
Manny's late because he just got his times mixed up and he's making quesadillas. I got this news as the countdown came up. And it's looking like my mic was turned off. But yeah, Manny's going to be here like very, very, very shortly. But you know, first things first, please like, subscribe, send super chats if you're ever feeling so generous. It's always appreciated. Today we're going to do our usual stuff with the AEW Dynamite review. We're going to talk, some of Tony Khan's latest interesting comments. We're going to talk, just kind of what's been going on in the wrestling world lately. It's Mania week. It's big weekend coming up. It's about to get started. And we're here for it. Charlie, you're here for it. What are you most, looking forward to this week?
Supercard of Honor, probably. Like as a show as a whole.
Pop.
That one's going to be really good. Like Vikingo versus Commander. Like when that got announced, I was so excited for that. And it's just seeing a lot of wrestlers like Aussie Open. They've got quite a few big matches this weekend that I'm excited for. Yeah. Just a lot of
big Aussie Open fan, Charlie.
Big Aussie Open fan.
We all know it. Joe, you've got yourself a long schedule on the British time, watching all these shows. Don't know how you're going to do it. You asked me before the show if I'm doing it. I said, fuck that.
Should have known better.
You ready?
I'm slightly befuddled right now. Firstly, the intro not playing for me feels like an incredible bit that has not been explained. I don't know why either. I just have to sit here and just watch whoever else is on the show watch the intro, and I'm on the screen still. It's an incredible development.
You might come on as well. It's crazy.
I know. Like I can tell I'm on. I see this screen when the intro's playing for you guys. It's actually quite terrifying. I'm not gonna lie, but nonetheless, I am also saddened because our friend Manny the Hooper is not here, as you mentioned, Monty, and it's a reminder, folks, for any of you watching and. Maybe you have a young understudy coming alongside you at work, whatever it may be, and you're helping them come along, you're helping them develop, and you're shining a light on them, you're giving them a chance to stand on the mountaintop alongside you, you know what I'm talking about? And you give them this opportunity for a couple months, and next thing you know, they're no-showing, they forget what time they're booked, they're late. And when they do that, here he is. When pieces of shit like Manny the Hooper do that, what they do is they take money out of our pocket, right? Because we're here to get super chat money. And without Manny the Hooper, a lot less super chat money, much worse cut. So that's all I'm saying, Manny. I'm going to give you a chance to apologize in a moment, but I'd just like to say, folks, be careful who you trust with a push like the one that we've been giving Manny the Hooper. That's what I'm going to say.
Fuck, man. I'm sorry, man. I was being
should be, bro. Should be. What if we had to give refunds and shit, man? Imagine.
Yeah, but people have walked out. You've caused all kinds of mess, you know.
You got to wipe your feet on the mat, brother.
All kinds of mess, bro, you know.
I forgot we start these earlier now.
You told me what time this show starts. Man.
Yeah, you can't run that anyway.
Wait, what? I did?
Last night you told me what time this starts. Remember? I said, when do we go now? You said hour and a half for Ring of Honor. I said, okay. See you there, man.
This guy, bro. Anyway,
God.
Did any of you watch AEW All Access last night?
I did.
You did, Charlie. Charlie, tell me about it, because I can trust your unbiased.
I enjoyed it. Oh, 100%. Always unbiased. I actually thought it was really interesting because, obviously, we don't know how ramped up it is because it's a reality TV show. Like, there's probably a bit of it. It's not going to be 100%. But hearing Adam Cole talk so candidly about his injury and his recovery and that, it's it feels quite real in that respect, and you get a good behind the scenes. The women's stuff is actually what was the most interesting to me because
of course
there's a lot of tension, there's a lot of drama, and I'm invested. I'm going to be watching it weekly, so RIP my sleep schedule even more.
See, I'm gonna catch up. I can't do all this live stuff anymore, people. You know, it's brutal. even these podcasts, you know. We're starting now. This is early for us. We're starting at nearly 11 p.m.
Yeah.
Manny keeps disappearing off screen to take a bite of his food. You know, this is what I'm dealing with these days, bro. It's just I don't know, man.
Look, I wouldn't do this if it was like a pizza or something like that. But it's like, you can't eat a cold quesadilla, bro. I'm just
Anyway, man. Yeah, AEW All Access, the first episode that debuted last night. He done an alright little viewership, you know. A lot of people were talking about it on the timeline. There was a lot of clips floating around and stuff, and you know, a lot of Thunder Rosa talk came out of it as well.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still yet to catch up, but you know, it seems like they're it seems off to a pretty decent start, you know. This obviously comes after. This was on after AEW Dynamite last night, which was I thought it was a pretty decent show, man. You know, the big thing on the show was, of course, Adam Cole's in-ring return versus Daniel Garcia in the main event. But there was all kinds of stuff. You know, we got some more development in the Blackpool Combat Club and the Elite storyline. Yeah. Quite a lot of development in that part, to be honest. And you know, there was some good stuff sprinkled throughout. So I think we'll start with the Dynamite review, to be honest. Whilst we still got some people filing in and stuff, so let's get to it. But first, couple super chats. So this guy was popping up yesterday, bro. It's very worrying. Henry Charles Albert David, $1.99 super chat. Appreciate you. On behalf of the Royal family, please like the video. I mean, he makes a good point, but you know.
Well, yeah.
the latter.
Yeah, the latter. Yeah, to be clear, the latter. Yes, thank you.
Bam, $5. Appreciate you as always. Glad to see Charlie and Joe on the flagship show. 4 goats on the show. Thank you to the Unpurist gang and Wrestle Purist Galaxy for the love on my tweet last night. God bless. You know, we love Bam around here. You know, good guy, good solid man. You know, Darren Walker, £5 super chat. Appreciate you. Great to see Charlie here because always great to see a woman on the flagship show. I stand for all women at Wrestle Purists. We know, Darren. We know, man. We know. We try booking, bro. These I'm dealing with divas with hard to book schedules. You know, it's tough. It's tough out there. Trying to get another ACA.
Oh, don't trying to line up the ACA stuff. It's borderline impossible. Like
it's So
over the next couple of weeks,
I deal with, Darren. It's not on me, mate. It's not on me. It's not on me. All right.
None of our schedules ever line up. It's impossible.
All right. Israel, you can have a link if you'd like one. Hey
Israel, I saw your comment in the chat earlier.
You're never free, so I don't even fucking ask Israel that much these days because she's a busy woman. She's the first lady of Wrestle Purists and all that shit. Yeah. You know, she's got a lot of meetings to do. You know. All right, fuck it. AEW Dynamite opened up Jungle Boy versus Matt Hardy. The reaction Matt Hardy got popped me. Just it warms my heart, you know. People love him, man. It's Matt Hardy, you know.
Did you see Manny? Manny just sold you a reminder thing like it was a fire alarm.
I tried to no sell it.
You did not do a very good job of that.
It did not work. But yeah, man, Jungle Boy and Matt Hardy, they had a pretty, you know, following match, I guess, you know. Yeah. And obviously, the main part of the opening of the show was obviously MJF coming out after, and they went back and forth, and you know, it was pretty long, but there was some good and there was some bad in all of it. But you know, starting with the match, Jungle Boy, Matt Hardy, any interesting takeaways from it, or you know, it's kind of fun.
What it had to.
Using the word interest, I did think it was an interesting choice for opener. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I thought it was a surprising choice for that, but the live crowd loved Matt, and the match was what you'd expect. I mean, I do think, considering what they were trying to achieve, I don't know if it needed 10 minutes, but, you know, gotta let Matt cook, bro.
10 minutes.
It's 10, bro. It was 10 minutes, I'm telling you.
Oh, I thought that was longer.
Well, I'm just saying.
It was all right.
I went and started washing my dishes. I was like, man, I hear it in the background, and I'm just like, man, the match is still going, huh?
Yeah.
Those ones are always funny when like you're watching a wrestling show and like, you go downstairs to wash the dishes or make some food and you come up and the same match is still on and you're like, what's going on? Like,
I told Joe yesterday, man, like Tony Khan's a sicko for booking this match and then putting it on first. I mean, he's just trying to industry plan Jungle Boy. I mean, he did it with Orange Cassidy. He's gonna do it with Jungle Boy.
That's a little much, but okay.
Jack Perry's getting over naturally.
No, I mean with the ratings, he's gonna be like, look, this guy's a ratings mover. And then because he knows nobody.
He's done it once with Orange Cassidy. Man, he now thinks every person that opens Dynamite.
Every opening spot is an industry plant situation.
Tried to pop a rated.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because Tony knows nobody reads the minutes by minutes. They only read the quarters. So there you go. There's some game for y'all.
Like you just
thanks, Manny. Thanks, Manny.
Thanks, bro. Nice one.
Mike Johnson over there listening. Giving out scoops left and right. Good stuff, man.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And here, Del Parker, $4.99. Papa said he'll take me to WrestleMania, and now he went onto my calls. Can one of you tell him, please? Bro, Parker's a busy guy, man. We tried to get him on this show, and it didn't happen. And he's a very busy guy, But Tuesdays, you can find him, except for this week.
Yeah.
Except for this week. We can't find him either, so you're not the only one. All right, so the match was fine. The back and forth with MJF. I was kind of in and out of like attention to this,
right?
Because it just kind of dragged. And it's like MJF, he comes out and he kind of does his usual shtick before like getting into like the meat of the back and forth with Jungle Boy, and it just kind of annoyed me almost.
Yeah.
Because what was the point of it?
Yeah.
Like what? So I don't know, man. So like I said at the very start of the show, it's like there was ups and downs in this segment as a whole. Like I wouldn't say MJF cut a shitty promo or anything like that. He never does that. That would be very exaggerated. But at the same time, he did have some stuff I didn't like his usual shtick at the start, but They created some interest in the feud, definitely. I think most people liked it as well, seeing them go back and forth. People are happy to see Jungle Boy like in the title situation, it seems. People are behind it.
I popped for Hook. Like when Hook came out, I popped for that.
Yeah. Everyone loves Hook, but he's just not. Yeah. He's an interesting one, and Hook at the moment.
Well, I think next week's match is going to get some time because they got some time at the house show, right? Him and Ethan Page. I guess next week, right? I don't know when they're running it, but they're going to wrestle at some point. And
probably.
They got a chance to do that at the house show and got some time. So that'll be interesting to see how Hook fares in that kind of match. Obviously, while he's not the most dynamic guy, Ethan is certainly a very solid guy for that role, right? To kind of let him spread his wings a little. So that'll be interesting.
And heel.
I need backstage footage of Jungle Boy talking to Anna Jay and be like, bro, what are you doing? Giving out like our secret like
Jungle Boy going back through the curtain to find Anna Jay. Like, where is she?
Leading with bro.
Well, yeah, you're talking to MJF. You're telling our secrets what's going on. It'll be great content.
Yeah,
and plus, it's great that Jungle Boy can talk now.
So, what did you guys like, Joe? What did you kind of like think of? Just kind of the angle that went with the promo, like how they wrestled the match in 2020 and they went on a crossroads, and MJF, he snakes everyone, but Jungle Boy is like the honest, good guy, and it's not got him anywhere, blah blah blah. But he'd rather be that than not be able to look himself in the mirror. I think the line was. What did you think of the angle they went with?
I think considering where they ended up, it was objectively like effective, right? In the sense that it looked for a minute, it got shaky with the crowd wanting Jack, and then he quickly won him back with some fire. And I think in the end, it worked. I think the question is, as you kind of alluded to, is did it need this much time to achieve that? I'm not certain of that. I mean, I think the content was simple enough that I think they kind of went in circles a couple of times before they got to the point when Jack did fire up. So overall, it's a successful segment and it was effective. But when you're looking at it in the, where it was placed in the show and such, I do think it slowed the show down in a way that it didn't have to at all, considering the content. I mean, you just explained it in like 15 seconds. I mean, it wasn't rocket science, the story they were telling, right? Like, it's last, nice guys finish last is not a new nuanced idea to explore on Dynamite. So I think they could have done it in a way that was a lot, it could have been edited basically, which I think is a common criticism of Max at this point. But what it achieved, ultimately, at least they came out of it successfully without, I was one point when they were watching Jack, I thought it was trending in a dangerous direction, but thankfully it came back around and I think he came out of it okay. So it was solid, but I do think you could have trimmed it and been no worse for that. So
yeah, definitely. It's just like by the time the match and the segment was done, it's like boom, 30 minutes in, bro. And it's like with the amount of stuff that you usually get going on a Dynamite, like to donate like literally like a quarter of your show to like something that you could have done in 10 minutes, it's and
that's also when you look at the match again, like, and again, it's not
exactly.
It's not the match was bad because it wasn't, but it's like, if you're going to have a long segment, did that match need to be 10 minutes long?
Yeah.
Considering everyone knew Jack was going to win, right? So it's like, I don't know. I think sometimes that's something that Tony struggles with in terms of when the audience knows the purpose of a match, you don't necessarily need Matt Hardy to get heat, He doesn't need to work a body part. It'll be okay. Whatever.
I think we'll be all right, But again, it was nice to see him out there getting his pops and doing the delete chant. It always works. It holds up, But Charlie, anything you want to add about your favourite wrestler in the world, Maxwell Jacob Freeman?
No, Joe's pretty much nailed all of it. I won't go on a rant this time round. I've said my piece on MJF before. I'll give him the fact he let Jack get his shit off, and it was a back and forth. It wasn't just MJF chatting the entire time. So I think it got where it needed to be in the end, but they need to cut these segments down because why have we been here for 25 minutes? That's my takeaway from it.
Oh no, look who's here. Any guesses actually first?
Is it wrong?
Someone guess.
History Vortex.
Daddy's home.
Oh, why you have to come in like that, bro? Don't come in like that. Don't do that. Don't do that. What's going on here?
This is a very European podcast today.
It is.
I don't know how to feel about it. It's very UK.
Very.
Is that Manny? Why does Manny not have a profile picture?
Is he eating a quesadilla?
He's been very unprofessional. Very unprofessional.
Manny, I don't even know what to say about him. Charlie, how are you doing? It's good to see you on the podcast. Joe Hulbert, it's good to see you as well, sir. Happy to see you on the Thursday show.
For once.
Absolutely.
Holy.
Really?
Yeah. People are coughing.
Let's go. Yeah.
This is how much people just hate Brits,
You're like, I'll take anything. Oh my God, back of Hangman.
All right. I've got an American accent.
Yeah, right. Nah, I'm just passing. I'm getting ready for work right now. I start at 6:30. I'm imagining you guys are talking about the beginning of Dynamite. I was excited to watch the show. I was really tired coming off work, and the first thing I saw was Matt Hardy, and I was like, all right.
Fair.
It felt like his match with Jungle Boy went about 27 minutes. Didn't need to be a 27-minute backdrop for ultimately what mattered, which was MJF and Jungle Boy's verbiage, which that also was very long, but also productive. I don't know if you guys have spoken about the promo yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we did. Okay. It's interesting because Max, I said this on Twitter, Max is the type of champion, I think that he's the type of performer where I think on television, the value in his title reign is going to be in elevating guys who aren't quite ready for main events, but you still want to toss them in there and see what they got. You know what I mean? And in the case of Jack Perry, this is very interesting. I thought he did well for this promo. And the other thing that really stood out to me watching it, though, was that I think that the gap between him and MJF is so stark that I think that it might be time for Jack to start looking at reinventing aspects of his game, to be honest. Whether that be his presentation or what, because as a wrestler, he's a very good wrestler. But overall good piece of business.
Yeah, I think definitely not. When you see MJF out there and he's in the suit, he's got the world title and stuff, and you look at Jungle Boy and he's still got his fucking Tarzan pants on, and you're like, all right, man.
He needs new gear.
We need the leather jacket.
Bro, he looks like he's still in like PWG mode, and like Max looks like a big boy with a championship, and again, not to like even bury Jack, because I think Jack's very talented. I think
he's
really
awesome.
But it's like it's almost like when you see your old friend that you haven't seen since maybe college or whatever, and like you're both like 30, and like he's still like on that phase of life. You know what I mean? And he's asking you like what bar are we hitting afterwards? It's like, bro, I have a family. So yeah, Jack, start a family. Like upgrade your gear. Stop calling yourself Jungle Boy.
He doesn't, to be fair.
Well, yeah, his graphic
at this point.
Yeah, his graphic says Jack Perry on it.
Yeah.
It's more moving the crowd away from it.
Yeah, that's the theme is what makes it tough.
Yeah.
It's like, do you want to step away from the theme?
Boy, so.
Yeah.
But do you get rid of music that people love so much?
I probably would not. No,
I keep the song.
I think you can keep the music, but get rid of the gimmick. They've just got to work faster on transitioning it.
Guys, you know what I noticed is the 2010s wrestling trend for white guys when they get pushed. This is what'll cement. What?
They want best friends.
No. So what happens is What's going to happen?
That's what Jungle Boy wanted.
Listen, you'll know Jack's the main eventer when he straightens his hair, right? Straightens his hair. Listen. Ties it back. Gets a fade on the sides. That's every long-haired main event wrestler's hairstyle.
Nope.
I'll do something. I'll do something with the hair, man. It's too
leave his hair alone.
No.
My goodness.
It just cut some.
I need him to be a killer, Charlie.
He can be a killer with curly hair.
Not everyone on the show needs to be like a badass. It's fine. Just be a baby.
Right. My thing is, if you fuck with his hair, you ruin
I want to look at Jungle Boy and think he would kick my ass. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you, as the hair guy on the
he's a wrestler, Joe.
Put him back in a leather jacket.
This is
give him new gear.
Monty has been reading the Triple H playbout. He wants everyone with leather jackets, with grimaces, showing mean streaks.
Joe, have you noticed Austin Theory's character design changed after the regime changed?
Mm-hmm.
He used to have He used to have this derpy, shitty, like thin little like soul patch, and that's it. And then Hunter got him like a fade and like a beard and a jacket and a chain,
Yeah.
And a hair transplant.
But to be fair, like Jack is over though. It's not like he needs he doesn't need the Austin Theory.
Yeah, I'm just fucking around.
I just want to look. I'm gonna look, Monty. Look, Monty. I guess you look cool with a fade or whatever. But look, as the hair guy of this channel, you
can't. It's a fade.
When you have long hair, man, and you're not losing it, man, you got to keep it as long as you can, because one day you're just gonna wake up and you look like Steve Austin. You're gonna have a bald head, and you just don't want that.
Yo, Monty. Tony Khan tells Mikey Ruckus, I'm tasking you with a main event theme for Jungle Boy, and it's just like, I'm a jungle man. I'm a jungle man.
Let's not change the theme.
Let's leave the music.
Let's just leave him how he is. He's fine. He'll be alright.
Don't fuck with his hair. Just give him new gear. Because if you give him new gear, they're gonna stop chanting Jungle Boy, and that's the main issue right now.
Alright, here we go. It's a couple super chats.
That match is gonna be very good, by the way. MJF and Jack Perry. It's gonna be
they're both great. The last one was at the reference last night in 2020. It was great. Alright, Bam, $5 says, Charlie, being one of the top executives of Elite Law, I would love to hear your thoughts on how you expect this story to go.
How long do you have? Because I have a lot of thoughts. As of right now, I think the next big part of the story is going to be how Takeshita plays into it, and with Don Callis trying to do whatever he's doing, and whether the fact that Takeshita like said that he had Bryan's back during the MJF feud. Is that going to play into where he falls into this BCC and Elite feud, or is he just going to not get involved at all? I think that's the next big story beat. And Omega versus Danielson will happen before the end of April. I'm 100% sure of that. That will be a main event of Dynamite. That was so unnecessary. That's going to happen soon. I don't think they'll hold out on Double or Nothing for that because they're probably going to do Anarchy in the Arena.
Oh,
Charlie, I have an open suggestion for you and Monty. Because Elite lore is so constant and ever evolving, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because we get BTE every week, and it seems now that the Elite are the focus of Dynamite, they leave so many breadcrumbs and so many tidbits to analyze.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think, just like how Peps did our Joshi guide, I honestly think if you're willing to, I think we should honestly get a weekly Elite lore guide from Charlie.
Yeah, I could
like genuinely. I genuinely think like
basically
here's the
throw it
thing
out
with
on
Charlie.
Twitter anyways.
Here's the thing with Charlie, our good friend Chucky of Wrestle Purist. Yeah.
Chucky.
Oh no, she could do these things. You know, she's a busy woman. You know, she'll come to me for feature an Elite feature pitch, and I'll be like, yeah, go ahead. 8 weeks later, you know.
Where's that Elite thing, right?
Yeah, no, a lot happened with that one. It got there eventually, but my placement ends next week, so after that's done, yeah, I'm down for it. I'll have a lot more free time.
Whatever you want to do, features, weekly Elite lore guides, anything you want to do, you know, you can do them. So just hit me up.
They're gonna have a hot, especially because the Elite are scheduled. They're gonna have a hot spring. You know what I mean?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Like it's gonna be like the spring/summer of the Elite and shit. So, you know, there's gonna be a lot to talk about with them.
Oh yes.
That warrants their own.
I put half of it on Twitter anyways, and
exactly.
I'm pretty good at predicting like what's gonna happen. So
Monty, I feel like you, because you know you always go like save these essays for articles when you see me making long fucking tweet rants. Like that's me with Charlie. I'm seeing her making these long ass fucking posts about the Elite. I'm like, this could be an article, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially I like the idea of doing like a guide for it as well, because like, you know, with the way that the Elite do storytelling when they really get the teeth into something. So like, obviously since when they came back and they were doing the trios run, like they were just having matches, you know, pretty much. And like now they're getting their teeth into something again, and then they like to do the subtle hints and the different beats and the tying the emotion and the friendship and the blah blah blah, you know. And you know, people want to keep up with it.
I think the friendship storyline will look so much better in a Blood and Guts match than an Anarchy and Arena match. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
When we get to the big matches, you're all gonna be.
Why not both? Yeah, they're all gonna be great. You can do both. And Charlie, I also like the guide idea because, you know, there are certain things that the Elite do that go over caveman brain heads like myself, you know, who I'm like, all right, it's just a bunch of men crying right now in the ring. What's happening here? And then Charlie could go and write in the article and like be like, actually, Hangman is emotionally affected by the fact that Matt Jackson isn't on board the way Nick Jackson is, even though Matt was the one who approved of the Buckshot Lariat. And I could be like, oh, okay, you know.
She can tie all the loose ends. Yeah, but yeah, like the next thing in the show, the next thing in the show finally got there was Kenny and Don Callis. Don Callis was just being fucking you know, a piece of shit, you know, just deceptive, talking over Kenny. Saying he's going to do stuff for Kenny that he didn't get asked to do. Kenny's just baffled the whole time, you know. Can't even get his questions out, the poor guy, you know. And Don Callis says he's going to go and apologise to Hangman for, you know, acting like he was struck by him last week and blah, blah, blah. And, and Kenny's just kind of like, what just happened? You know? What just happened?
I did appreciate, though, you know, like Don explaining what happened rather than, I mean, as much as we all played around with the idea, like the notion that Kenny just would be oblivious to the fact that Hangman didn't hit him was a little much. So this was a nice way to, you know, explain that, but it still added some drama to the thing. And obviously they ramped it up with this episode. So I thought the Don Callis stuff was really effective. I mean, partly because he just legitimately got the shit kicked out of him at one point, which was quite the development. But nonetheless, I thought it was pretty compelling stuff throughout the show. And you know, the Blackpool Combat Club, as an overall theme, I know we're just talking about this individual segment, but like this last few weeks has been really big for them as an actual faction, right? Rather than just being like a group of guys who are associated with each other. They've been a real faction. They've been a dominant force on the show in a different way as of late, and I think it's added a lot to Dynamite. I think.
Absolutely, just them going around backstage kicking the shit out of people. It's like, all right, like you said, it's a proper faction now, and this is. I love how the moving parts lead to a developing story throughout the show. It's been the formula they've been doing for 2 episodes now, and I look again, and yes, this is probably come because of me, growing up on Fed programming, but I do like having a storyline anchoring the skeleton of a wrestling program. You know what I mean? And this one is really, really good.
These last it's funny because the last couple of weeks I've been more of like a BC the vignette guy, and I'm just like last night what they did, I was just so like pumping my fist. Like that was my favorite thing on the whole show, and I just think they're like the way they've carried themselves. And then when Danielson came back, I was just like, bro, who's gonna fuck with these guys? There's nobody gonna be able to stop them.
What did you say, Manny, when you came in the Discord? What did you say? Your first words? Finally, some real motherfuckers have came back.
Finally, some real motherfuckers have come back. I was watching and I was like, okay, I can see Kenny standing up to these guys. I can see Hangman. I looked at the Bucks. I looked at the Bucks. I said, they're fucked. What are they gonna do? Like, you're just gonna eat them alive.
Ibu, real quick, because I know your time with us is going to be pretty limited. Right, Darren Walker, £5 super chat. He says, Ibu, the legend of Wrestle Purists, is here. How are you tonight? Hope you're okay.
I'm doing great. I'm going into work on a Thursday, which I normally don't do, and I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm happy to at least pass by because, you know what I mean? I'm a trooper, and this is what I do. So, Darren, thank you so much for the kind words. I'm happy to be here. And I'm looking forward to actually watching that Impact show tonight when I get home.
God bless. I will not be watching that live. The first lady of Wrestle Purist.
My bad, bitch.
Oh.
She's back. She's back.
It's been 1 week. Oh, shit. Is my thing loud?
Wait, where did this come from?
Yeah, you're on. We can hear you. You're all good. You're good. You're good.
Shout out to Bryan Danielson. Shout out to Adam Cole. Shout out to the Elite. Shout out to John Moxley and the BCC. Fuck. I can't. I just feel like if you're going to be a grown-ass woman in your 30s, you're no longer in high school, you have a whole career, 2 careers, that you think that bitches will get over the mean girl shit and like bullying shit and like trying to get people to like go against someone. It's just so fucking corny. Like, you're too damn grown for this. And when I was trying to say that Miss Rosa was misunderstood, y'all were like, no, this person has a valid reason to go against her because this person said this and that person said that. And it's like, it all goes down to like the same source. It's the same bitch. Like, I don't think she's the devil like they're trying to make her out to be. And the fact that she's not there to defend herself is insane to me. Like, it's literally just like everyone coming together to talk about her, like go against her. And she can't even defend herself. Like, she has not said a single word, but like, she's the problem.
Yeah,
I'm not buying whatever these bitches are selling until Rosa herself comes up and she speaks out for herself and defends herself. And I don't give a damn. Like, this is just like, when I was watching that shit, it literally was giving me those mean girls that like peaked in high school and then they went to like nursing school so that they can like accuse patients of like faking illness to get narcotics. Like, that's the like personality type that I was getting. I'm like, I see right through you bitches. Like, the truth always comes out, and especially when it's a bunch of colored women going against.
Oh God.
I'm just saying. I am just saying.
Listen. Open invitation, Melissa. Come on, Wrestle Pearson and give your side of the story.
Who the hell's Melissa?
Thunder Rosa.
Oh.
That's the in-depth AEW All Access review by Rollins. You know, that's that real review. You know.
Yeah. All right, hold on, Ibu. Before you get going, somebody Brainbuster said he sent a super chat. If you want to pull it up, he said it's a storyline. You're getting work, pal. First of all, I ain't your pal. Okay, you don't know my full government. You don't know where I stay at. I'm not your pal. That's one. Number two, it's a storyline. I'm getting worked. These bitches aren't like talking to dirt sheets and spreading rumors. All right. I'm just getting worked though. Besides, I'm not. First of all, let me just say something. I've never been worked in my life. I'm just an expressive type of person. This is how I talk. Okay, like if you've never met an Iraqi woman or an Arab woman, like you wouldn't understand that this is just how we get our points across. Okay, nobody's worked. I'm just saying this is my analysis of what I'm seeing in front of me, because we all know that reality show is dramatized. Reality show is not going to be fully 100% the truth, and this applies to every single reality show. I'm watching Love Is Blind right now. I'm going through everybody on the show, and I'm judging them, and they're most likely not like being fully truthful, but that's what it is. Like if you're gonna present a certain narrative in front of me, I'm gonna react to said narrative. No,
I'm gonna say this real quick.
What is that show about?
Hold on, man.
Love Is Blind?
No, we're not doing this. No, listen. Look, regarding Rosa.
I think. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm not. But if y'all never watched Love Is Blind, I wouldn't suggest starting it over from the first season. Just watch this season because it is messy. Like these bitches on here are going crazy. Okay. Whatever you want to say.
Is there like a blind and the guy can't see each other? Like, why is it called Love Is Blind?
You're going on blind dates. Literally, you cannot see each other. And the objective of the show is to see if love is blind, like you meet the love of your life, sight unseen. You just getting to know each other on a deep personal level. And then they propose. And then you see each other in person, see how that works out. And then in like a few weeks, you have to get married and see if you get married or not.
I wanted to
happy with that, man?
Hey man, check your DMs right now.
Fuck you, Manny. Listen, I can't leave StreamYard. Listen, regarding Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker, I didn't watch this fucking show. I don't know what they showed you, but their issues are legitimately real. They have real problems. But at the end of the day, Britt's real stance is like, you know, I feel how I feel about her, but you know, it's not gonna affect what I do, and I'm not gonna fucking fight her every time I see her backstage. Like they're just gonna avoid each other essentially. So that's kind of where that stands.
Man, you know what? Doing as we're fucking talking about it now, so fuck it. Okay. The Thunder Rosa thing for me is I remember me and Isra agreed on like quite a few things like a few months ago, like when she first got injured and stuff, because like what she was referring to earlier, it's like all these people were saying things about her while she was away injured, and she had no like outlet to like say anything back. Do you know what I mean? And it just felt like very much like a pile-on, regardless of what the truth and what the facts were. We don't know as fans, but like at that time, the way that everyone was just piling on, that's just kind of what it felt like at that time. Then Thunder Rosa had done an interview where, you know, she kind of, she didn't even really clap back, but she did talk about it a bit, you know, then she just kind of got buried by people and stuff. And like, when it all kind of settled down a bit and you're like, okay, Thunder Rosa's recovering from her injury. And now it gets to the point where she said a few months ago that she was aiming, hopefully, for like January, February, I think she said. And January, February's came and she's not came back. And it's like, okay, this is getting a bit weird now. Like, where is she? Because she's going on Busted Open, she's doing this, she's doing that. And it's just wondering, like, where is she? Do you know what I mean? And then All Access comes on and it restarts all this Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker, Team Baker, whatever you want to call that side of the locker room. Like, beef. Again, like being brought up to the surface. And like, obviously I didn't watch AEW All Access last night, but I've seen some of the clips and stuff, and I know that Britt Baker speaks about Rosa, and she's not exactly the biggest fan of her. But it's like what Isra says, like Thunder Rosa's not around to kind of like defend herself, you know. But like my genuine like,
is she on the show? Is Thunder Rosa on the show?
Not last night, but she'll be on next week's episode, I think.
Oh, that's spicy.
I also did want to know that she was on Instagram Live, like talking about some of the stuff. So
yeah, she's. I think it's just very, it's just messy. It's kind of very easy to avoid as well. So
also, Dax Harwood just posted a picture of him and Cash with CM Punk at the gym.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. He wants attention so bad.
Yeah. When
My
you
thing
said that about
is,
Ibu, I was
it
like,
kind
yeah,
of
that's
just
definitely
feels
Punk.
like the dentists noticed the guys getting too much attention for their drama, and she's like, "What about me?"
I will say about that, Isra, like, so, and look, I love CM Punk, right? My favorite wrestler of all time. But, it feels like Thunder Rosa is out here, like, groveling to get back in. Like, you know how she had that meeting with the whole, like, roster and shit? Like, she's doing that, and she's acting apologetic, and, like, people are still kind of, like, dogging her and, like, not giving her credit for that. Meanwhile, like, Punk, his mindset's not exactly the same exact way. You know what I mean? So,
stop it. Stop it.
No, wait, you don't get the point I'm making.
I get what your point is, but it's just nasty.
No, what I'm saying, Thunder Rosa is basically like, guys, my bad. I'm not perfect. Let's just all move on. It feels like, oh, you suck my fucking dick. I didn't do anything wrong. So it's just interesting.
I think I'd have to watch All Access in full, and I'd have to, have a re-look at some of the recent podcast comments, like the really recent ones and stuff like that. And but I think there is a chance that it's one of those things where it's like it was a real problem, but there is absolutely every chance it could be turned into a work at some point. I could definitely see it being worked into the the Outcast versus the Homegrown storyline. But like I said, the issues are definitely like real. It's just whether they can be turned into into a work. Because also, it's like, what would Rosa do if she's not going to be worked into that storyline? It's just, she's going to beat Jade. No one wants to do that.
It seems like the whole division is starting to kind of get in on the storyline. And real quick before I clock in, so who saw the picture with CMFTR?
Me.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
How's Phil looking, man? Is he looking ripped? Is he looking jacked?
He looks very ripped and looks very happy.
Oh, you can't tell. He's just smiling a lot.
And he said he looks very happy.
He does.
He's happy. He's with his bestie. It's fucking CM Punk.
They're all having a good time. You know what I mean? It's good shit.
It's my power, Charlie. You know what I mean?
I need to go. This deserves.
She said, "Go do your job." She said, "You got tampons to stock up, little boy."
She said, "Go to work, baby."
This photo is gonna
make me some money
through the day.
So they're in. So they're all in LA now. Oh, I can't even. Alright, never mind.
You trying to get on the screen?
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say something I shouldn't have said.
It's gonna be a Ring of Honor.
Nah.
I fucking hope not, because the timeline's gonna be nasty if he is.
Who? Wait, what?
If CM Punk pops up at Ring of Honor, like for Supercard.
Here we go.
Oh,
Look at this.
Here we go. That's some good shit right there. Let me tell you. Look at that. Look at those smiles, mate.
Manny was right. He does look very happy.
He does. I love how Manny said he looks ripped when he's wearing a t-shirt.
You can't tell.
He looks mad normal. He looks mad normal. I can't lie. Look at that tiara, man. This is beautiful. And then
anyways,
next week.
He does not look bad. It's the tattoos. You can't see. The tattoos are covering up his muscles.
This boy, now CM Punk. Hold on, zoom in on CM Punk face. This how you look when you're smiling through the pain. This how you look when you want people to know, hey, look at me, I'm happy. Look at how happy I am. Like, he is miserable. Put this man on. I can't say. It's giving. These are my only friends.
Oh, come on.
Don't worry. Hobbs is there probably too. He probably took the photos.
Wait.
Oh my god. Yeah, man, they're coming back. You know what I mean?
Look at this. Just look at this. Rob, $2 super chat. Appreciate you. Obviously, one of the impurest trio. Ibu, Ghost Stack, Lettuce, Brody. He told you to get back to work, bro. Clock in, brother.
I already clocked in.
I'm gonna fly through some super chats because it's starting to build up.
Rain, come here.
Andrew the Giant, £2 super chat. He says, "Manny's feature made me watch Hogan versus Vince." Right, that is
the line about I'd rip my shirt if I wasn't on Twitch was incredible. An incredible detail to add to the experience.
Bro, it was so funny. People just sending me in the group chats of like some of the quotes from the feature. And I'm like, bro, I said that. I can't believe it was just awesome. Like you see all the stuff that I said.
Quoting Eminem that was a little much.
That was crazy.
That might have been the most egregious part of all of it, we're being honest, but whatever.
Yeah, Charlie, did you see that? Manny
what is that?
Vince McMahon versus Hogan is like a top 5 U.S. soil match now. Like,
yeah, it was something.
Yeah.
What was the line about? You got to let the real music flow.
The Eminem line popped me. It was great.
Listen, go watch, mate. Go read Manny's last feature on it's on the website. So if you go through, if you even go on our Twitter, you'll probably find it. It's one of our most recent tweets. So
I like the 20 rare steaks part.
Listen. A real great time is reading Manny's article before it gets edited. That's the best thing.
Yeah.
I'm just like in a zone, I just go out there and I just start writing. I'm not even worried about like all that other shit, I'm just like writing, bro. I'm just.
What did you say, mate? Because Manny stepped away from the stream for like 5 minutes, and you came back. You said, "Sorry, I had to go cook on WordPress." That's your quote.
It was during the Rock and Stone call. I couldn't finish. I couldn't focus on the match. And I said, "I'll be like." I just left, and it was writing on WordPress.
Yeah.
For like, then I just wrote. I wrote all the way until like the Brock and Kurt Angle match, and then. This is how I ended up buying my PlayStation 5 because I ended up writing again until like at a grocery store closed and I needed some eggs. And then like
what the fuck? What's going on now? Wait. Okay.
What are you talking about?
What is this?
Why does this happen on every podcast with Manny? I just find myself wondering, like, what is this guy talking about?
Switch off like a second and he's talking about getting eggs and shit.
Listen to me. If you give Manny the mic for more than 2 minutes, we're gonna find ourselves talking about like boxing or like literally anything.
He's a sicko. But yeah, read Manny's feature is basically the point. Appreciate the super chat, Andrew. Princess Diana. $5. Appreciate you. Jack Perry is a wonderful, wonderful young man. You all should be ashamed.
You should be, because I was listening to the podcast while I was getting ready, right? Y'all playing with him too much.
I was doing performance art for.
Here's the thing. I'm not a fan of petite wrestlers. I feel like you gotta either just be a man or get the hell out, right? But I feel like it's his charm. Like he's just a pretty princess. Like that's why I like him because he's just very delicate and feminine and cute. So like maybe this is what wrestling needs.
Well,
I don't like when they call him Jack Perry now. Like, what are we doing?
What?
I don't like the Jack Perry thing. He's Jungle Boy.
I would just stick to John Moxley fucking axe punching down Cos's skull right open.
Axe punching.
All right, man. All right, Ricky, $4.99. I think I know who this is going to be for. Ibu, when you get to the hotel, tell them you're with Starks. They'll walk you to our suite. I made dinner reservations for tonight.
Ricky,
dinner with you.
Ricky Starks?
I don't know what this is about. I don't,
Yeah,
you're having iftar with Ricky?
I'm not. That's the thing. I have no idea what
you better tell him that. Like.
That's nuts. You should probably like go to work.
Yeah, you need to. I am. Fix that. All right, Bree Woo, $4.99. Brit taking the cortisone shot after Dragon Thunder Rosa was crazy. Well, it was all filmed for dramatic effect. That's one of the clips I saw. So, Britt Baker, it's just like the hard worker. Look how much she sacrifices. Getting needles in.
She really manipulated everyone and like babyfaced herself with this whole Thunder Rosa thing. Because I swear it wasn't nobody on her side before that. It it was a Britt Baker hate train, her abilities getting exposed every other day, and now like she's babyface because she found another villain. She could villainize somebody else. I just find that a little funny.
It's all it's very messy situation, but yeah, that did pop me. Like I said, like Britt mean like the company work or getting the shots, just so she can have another match just for the love of the company, But it's Thunder Rosa, fuck. She don't even want to come to work.
I wish it was like a good wrestler, being mean to Thunder Rosa. You can at least justify, like.
Manny, do you remember what you thought of the steel cage match with Rosa and Britt by any chance? Because I've heard mixed reports on your own opinion on that. Do you have any memory of that, Manny?
I heard it was bad.
You did? Okay. Now, did you think it was bad and everyone thought it was good, or the other way around? I can't remember. What was it specifically, Manny?
Well, look, Joe, the thing is you grow. You're not the same man you were yesterday. If I was the same man I was yesterday, then I didn't,
Yesterday's star rating is not today's star rating, brother.
Yeah.
It's a different world. Good call, Manny. I respect it.
Different time. All right, let's keep it flowing with the super chats. Henry Charles Albert David, 199 at Diana. Are me and William really related? That's just very.
Why
Moving on. This is what we deal with now, Charlie. It's all fucked up. Bam, $2 super chat. Appreciate it. Queen Isra, that's the super chat.
And
Damn right.
Also, I just noticed this is the first podcast I'm doing with Joe.
Indeed.
We have never crossed paths before. I thought you was ducking me this whole time.
Well, that's a little bit of a strong allegation, I will say. I will concede that the first 90 seconds you were around earlier before you said Miss Rosa, I had no idea what you were talking about and was complete. If you watch it back, I'm smiling. I have no clue who you're referencing or what it's about. And then you said Miss Rosa. I thought, oh yeah, All Access. Yes, this makes sense now. So, but nonetheless, it's good. It's good to do this. It's fun.
Yeah. He's a proper Englishman.
He is.
Yeah, as opposed to that piece of shit next to me, right?
Why don't y'all link up?
He's a proper bloke.
England can't be that big. Like, why don't y'all
It's not.
It's too big to drive down and meet Monty.
And do what?
Go to a progress show. Come on, man.
To be honest, it's probably more on me because there is actually been a couple of wrestling shows in London that I probably could have gone to and linked up. But there's literally no reason for anyone from London
to link up and get the podcast mics and a table and some lights.
I'm not in charge of the budget, unfortunately.
It's giving low budget.
I've heard that.
So me and Joe are just in the studio whilst all you guys trying to stream yard with us. Just imagine that being.
To be fair, you don't need lighting. Just take Monty's ring light with you and just go places.
Sure. Yeah. Just go places. Good call, man.
Just somewhere in London.
Do a vlog.
A vlog
on StreamYard.
Right. Diana replied with a $2 super chat saying, "Of course, darling, he's your half brother." That was obviously to the Henry super chat.
Who's doing this law?
Oh, it's someone.
It's great.
Wait, which William are they talking about?
Manny, I'm not getting into royal family discussions with you. Rob, $2 super chat. Ibu goes to that latest bro. I think that was from earlier. It was. Far4222, $5. Appreciate you. Israel with the HBK shirt and Charlie with the Mock shirt. Absolutely. That Shawn Michaels shirt is that's some real graps right there. Shout out Mock as well, of course. But that's real graps right there. Look at the font. Look at that font.
That's a classic one. This is very 2020, I think. I don't even know when.
I love this shirt because I stole it.
Fair.
I didn't buy this at home.
That's the rule.
Mazfan 84, 199. Manny Fajan cooked old wrestler on verge of death. It is
100% true.
It is. But I'll get it.
Never forget when Monty went 4 3/4 on that Ric Flair match. That was when I knew Manny was like a different kind of animal, Like that was, to me, you'll never top that. That was your finest work ever.
I still watch that match sometimes. So go back and rewatch it.
You're an animal, man. That's insane.
It's awesome, bro. Make the people feel something, bro. No, bro, it's an occasion.
It's not
all right?
awesome, Monty. Come on.
It is.
No,
You ever seen a match like that before?
no, that doesn't mean it's awesome. It's something.
does.
It's an experience.
And then, like when
Them
you get
zooming in as
when,
his hand shook is one of the fucking scariest things I've ever
when you
seen.
got when you got an old fucker like Viano, like, he's about to die in the ring, and then he looks up and like sees the light. He gets back up and just starts loading punches on Penta. There's nothing like it. I mean, just like
I'm not arguing about that match. That's a very different match to the one we were talking about. But yes, nonetheless.
Yeah, that one was like actually good. You know?
Yes.
But that it's a good genre, Mavs fan. It's a good genre, man.
He is.
Old fighter, you know.
Yeah,
Don't want to let it go.
Mhm.
I don't count Puro in that because you know the Puro guys, they try to go hard every time. It's like the American and old Mexican luchadors. They just go out there and they know they don't have it, but the spirits just take over
So
them and they just
What
go.
matches do you count in that genre? Like map this out for me. Give me like the greatest hits of this this wrestling subgenre, so to speak.
The one that's going to come up soon, Blue Demon and Demon Ozu versus Penta and Rush versus Rush and La Parca, LA Park. That's the definition of that match. Any of the old luchador, I don't know.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I'll find it.
Bro, the same way that Joe was saying he don't know what I'm talking about, I never know what the hell Manny was talking about.
That's no, right. You just at some point you have to just sort of
That's
guess.
actually fair, though.
I always pick I have like 3 possible responses. I pick the middle one generally, and he seems to know what I'm talking about most of the time. But he's an interesting character. He's the Great Hooper. Look at him. He's sort of smiling at us now, like he's the one who's making sense. What a character.
Have I seen Flair HBK? Of course I have.
Manny, you can't just read from the chat like that. There's 4 other people on the screen, bro. So
Sorry.
Take it. It's all right, mate. Don't worry. Take it easy.
Yeah, we're trying to be professionals, you know. Let's keep it rolling. You know what I mean?
The late night grim. We have.
It's hard because everybody's always asking me questions.
A member of our community is called Joe on the late night grin, and Manny will just go Joe, and he just starts talking to him. It's I'm on the screen with you, brother. You can't do that. No.
He's crazy, bro. All right, so Neb 199, appreciate you. Rosa leaking stuff to JD from NY is pretty nasty, though. I mean, like what, bro? Like, Jesus.
But everyone leaks things to the dirt sheets these days. Like, if you're going to put her in that category, you've got to put a lot of wrestlers in that category.
It's not like JD's a reporter, bro. You know, it's like, what are we doing here? You know, leaking stuff to him. It's not.
Talking to a friend, like.
Yeah, okay, Darren Walker, £5 super chat. Very happy Israel is on. She's awesome. Apart from her slander on Jamie Hayter. Well, that's never gonna stop.
I actually did not mention that girl name not once since I showed up. I was mostly going for like the head demon in charge. But now that you bring it up, you don't get me started. This nothing as title reign she got going on now. Like it just need wrap it up. Wrap it up. Like it's not giving. It's like it's literally just been a nothing as feud. It's like no heat to it. She's involved with this musty ass storyline with the outsiders. Like just.
Who would you put the belt on, Israel?
Right now.
Today.
Yo, I think we should do Athena 2 belts.
Well, you might be on the side.
I'm with it.
Well, hold on.
She's such a monster right now. Like, I feel like if we want to really make ROH like serious and really like solidify it as a show, why not have their women's champion take over on AEW too? Because then that will make ROH look more legit. That will make Athena look more legit. And honestly, the streak that she's been having, like with her matches, like she has not missed once.
She's incredible.
Her matches have been incredible.
She really is. She's always been a great wrestler, but now that she's got this confidence as like a heel bully, she is just incredible at the moment.
She's an animal.
Yeah. And then I think that we could have like the outsiders versus the school nurses. Like they could have this outside of the title picture, and that way the title doesn't have that stink on it. You know what I mean? We could have that go to like the work rate girls and have them just go crazy.
As someone in the medical field, I mean, it's line, man. Some of those nurses, bro, they go out there
returning to the screen. Talking about as someone in the medical field.
He's just. Anyway, we got another super chat, $10. Yuzura Hart, appreciate you very much. My thing with Rosa is, like I've said about Punk, she might be 100% right, but if she's beefing with 3 or 4 top women in the company, maybe she's just in the wrong environment. Well, maybe, but that's, that's an environmental thing, and it's not really a reflection on her, So yeah, I guess, I ain't really got anything to rebuke that with, All right, let's go back to Dynamite because we derailed. We derailed. All right, so what did we just finish with? We finished with Kenny and Don. Yeah, Kenny and Don. We finished with.
Yeah.
Charlie, you can talk about Kenny and Don. Go for it. Don being a manipulative piece of shit in the locker room with Kenny.
Yeah, pretty much. I know a lot of people had issues with how Dynamite ended with Kenny not understanding what had gone down with Don, and they addressed that this week. That did not need to be discourse on Twitter for 24 hours like it was, but that's just post Dynamite for you. It always happens with something.
Yeah, you do.
Yes, exactly. We had an argument on the timeline about it. It was great. But Don Callis is just manipulating everything with Kenny right now, and he's basically, what he's done with this is he's just twisted it back on Kenny and made it Kenny's fault that he believed that was what had happened, because it was just like, why was that your assumption? Like, someone you were friends with, why did you just assume that he had attacked me? And like, if you've been paying attention for like the last month or so, Don Callis is talking over them. He's not letting Kenny and the Bucks get their like shit off on TV, and he's just driving the wedge further and further in between them. And that's what it's going to come down to: is can Kenny see the manipulation at hand, or is he going to let Don Callis pull him away from the Elite? That's like the crux of the storyline. It's
like what will Kenny's reaction be like when he starts to notice it? So like last night there was like, he was very confused, Then obviously the week before he was slightly confused about how Don said it was a good thing that the bus got taken away in an ambulance and stuff. And it's like he's getting more and more confused, and the penny's going to drop soon. Yeah. So it's like, is he going to like fully switch up on Don Callis, or is he, like you said, Charlie, like is he going to like lean with it, or like what? How does he react to it?
Yeah, because Kenny's always just like not blindly followed Don Callis, but like he's always like lent on him as a crux to just kind of lead the way on what's happening. And they confirmed on BTE that it, like the 2021 Full Gear finish where Matt gave Hangman the nod, Kenny still hasn't seen that, and Matt was gonna send it to him in a text and whatever, all your sad boy law, but they still don't know that's happened. So I think it's gonna come down to Kenny's gonna like try and pull away from Don Callis, and then he's gonna drop that bomb, and it's gonna be fucking messy, and I can't wait. This is the shit that I love in wrestling. This is so good to me.
We know.
If the past 5 minutes of me talking doesn't give that away. But yeah.
I like how it's just kind of it's like it's not even been really going long, Like, obviously the Hangman Mock stuff has, but it's like just as soon as the Elite get cooking, it's been 3 weeks and people are like severely interested into this story like already. It's literally been like 3 weeks or something, So
it's been going on in the background longer, but they're finally putting it all on TV.
Yeah.
Stop bitching about that. It's just a BTE thing. No, it's not. It's on
TV. They're giving it like multiple segments on the show too.
Yes.
Rather than having a 30-second pre-tape that has stuff in the background, and like it's actually now it's being told more traditionally. And I think the audience's response to that is telling, in the sense that like a lot of the details you just went through that I'd be oblivious to, I'm still very much enjoying the story they're telling, because it's more like on the nose with this current run.
Yeah.
So it's very effective. That combined with the Blackpool Combat Club taking a new shape has been really good stuff.
I do want to say the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks, it feels like Kenny Omega's the real world champion of this show.
Yeah.
And like he feels like he's like the most important person. And I don't know if that's more of like his historic presence or all the people he's feuding with compared to MJF, because I don't know. I just
presence is a thing.
Yeah, every time I see MJF with the belt, I'm just like, bro, come on, bro. You're not him, bro. Look at fucking Kenny Omega's over here battling these killers, and you're over here worrying about fucking Jack Perry and like Darby Emo Boy, and then Sammy Guevara, bro. It's like, come on, bro. Like, put that title one on like a real Hooper, and let's get this. Let's make some money. You know, that's what I don't know. I just feel like it's noticeable. I don't know. I get annoyed by when I see it.
Spiteful, you know. But,
I agree completely with the point, but the explanation was so much better than I ever could have managed.
All right. So, yeah, man. Shout out Kenny Omega getting manipulated. It happens to the best of us, you know. Right, next up we had an Acclaim 2.0 video package where like 2.0 were trying to be pally with the Acclaim. This was, you know, slightly comical, I guess. And then we had...
When did that happen?
It was like exactly after the last segment we talked about, man.
They're all straight into it, man.
All right, so Dalton Castle and the boys versus the Blackpool Combat Club, if you can even call it a match. They're making their entrance, you know, the fans in attendance, the popping, you know. You got the extravagant Dalton Castle and the boys are coming out, you know, everyone's having a good time, and not for long because the Blackpool Combat Club, Claudio was running so fast when he attacked one of the boys. He just took himself out as well.
It was incredible.
But yeah, they charged down, they jumped Castle and the boys and throw him in the ring. They beat the shit out of him a bit more. Then they just got, you know, they beat the shit out of him, squash him in about a minute, and then they disappear through the crowd. And this takes us to the next segment where, obviously, as you all know, earlier in the show, Callis said that he was going to go talk to Hangman and apologise to him. Callis does this, he apologises to him, and Hangman's a bit skeptical at first, and he's like, "You're being for real," you know. He's like everyone is with Callis these days, and you know, Don was like, "No, I'm being serious," you know, and he, you know, give him the outstretched hand and wanted to shake hands and get over it. And Blackpool Combat Club, they've just finished the match, and they're just kind of they just beat the shit out of both of them.
Don's handshake off and never going back, just waiting for someone else to step forward.
Just like
Don's just got his hand out while Hangman's just getting the shit literally kicked out of him, and then when Moxley looks at him, and he kind of, you know, tries to shake hands with Mox, and Mox gives him a form. And he gets hit with a forearm, and Don Callis he goes down, and it looks like he bladed when you're watching the show. It looks like he's ran the blade. He's got colour. He's bleeding. He's dripping blood and everything. But we come to find out after, PW Insider reported that it was a legitimate injury. He hit his head on the way down, and then I think Bryan Alvarez followed up on it, and he was like, he was in hospital until 3 a.m, getting it stitched together. The cut was really deep. You could see bone, like. So he fucked up that bump, brother. You know.
Yeah.
Man, Moxley took out all the anger he had for Punk and just let it loose on Callis, and Callis just freaking fell.
I thought it was. I really liked how it was set up, though, in the sense of like the way that Blackpool Combat Club, they just finished the match. You know, they're going backstage. You know, like logic tells you that, and it's like they get there and they see those two and they beat the shit out of them. You know, because they're on this rampage, and that's how they're being presented now as like a wild pack of dogs, pack of savages. So I really liked it. I thought it was good. Hopefully Callis, you know, hopefully he's back on TV next week, and it was just a cut, and it was nothing like a concussion or anything like that, you know. But yeah, man, Callis got colour.
I really did think he had bladed. I was just like, well, that is commitment to the segment.
Yeah, absolutely. Same. I thought I was popping huge, you know. I was sending it in all caps.
So wait, is Hangman with the leader? They got tension.
There's tension there, Israel, because the Bucks are like fully on board with having Hangman come back in, but obviously the history between Hangman and Kenny, that's not really been resolved at all yet. So
I don't like know much about Elite lore, but I would die for Hangman. So whoever side he on, won.
Fair. He's with the Bucks right now, you know.
Yeah.
So somebody from AEW send me a picture of Callis' cut. I need to see the bone.
Good lord, man.
What? How are you gonna say something like that and not show proof of it?
I know, but like just the way you phrased that was a little aggressive, you know. Especially with
man. You got a weird fetish going on there, man.
Yeah.
All right, so next up, obviously, we've got We had Kenny Omega versus Jeff Cobb for the IWGP United States Championship. Before the match, though, Tony Schiavone goes up to Kenny Omega, and you can see he's getting ready for the match, literally about to walk out. And Tony Schiavone gives him the news that, Don Callis has just been jumped, Hangman's just been jumped, and Kenny's like, what, both of them? Like, what the fuck's going on? Like, Tony Schiavone's like, I'm sorry I had to tell you, but, I thought you should know. And Kenny's just like, all right, man, I got this match, And then, Kenny Omega versus Jeff Cobb. Kenny Omega brought back Devil Sky, his IWGP, not even, I was going to say his championship, man, but that's just his theme in New Japan, Definitely popped the nerds like myself and the people that remember that run so fondly, He popped me huge when he brought it back at the start of the year as well for Wrestle Kingdom and New Year's Dash and stuff. But yeah, seeing it on Dynamite, there was just something cool about it. Just, it's the little things. But as Manny was saying earlier, when Kenny comes out, bro, and it's like when he's a central part of like the show, like he was yesterday, it's like he just feels like the world champ. He's in like the world champ spot in terms of like, in terms of like central focus and stuff like that. And you've just got like the MJF thing. I know a lot of people have liked this pillar.
I'm sorry, I thought I heard you say sexual focus. I was about to be like, what are we doing here?
I mean, not quite.
Continue.
Kenny feels like the main character. He just does. Yeah. That's just. And I've said it for ages, so I ain't gotta say it too many times again. But I think he should be the guy right now. I know that he's already. Go on.
Him and Max is a big match, so. I think you're going to get that match on pay-per-view. I just don't know. I don't know if you're going to get the result you want. But
it's like if it happens on pay-per-view, it's not happening at the next pay-per-view, and then the next pay-per-view after that, then the moment might have been missed. So it's like it goes.
He's Kenny, man.
He is, but my point is like when it's the world champ, you want to go with the person that it's like when it feels like it's their time. So it's like with MJF. The reason why I don't feel like I'm as invested in it as maybe I should be, and I feel like I could be, is because when MJF was at his hottest and he was just absolutely killing it, he was like, he had the Punk feud, which got voted like feud of the year and most people's feud of the year and stuff. And then after that, back-to-back Wardlow feud, he killed it again. And obviously, when you look at how both careers played out since then, you would be like, you'd put a lot of that onto MJF and tip your hat to him for that. And it's like, then after that, MJF is like hotter than ever, you know what I mean? Like that would be the time you would do the story to get him to become world champion, but that doesn't happen because he does the fucking shitty pipe bomb, which I hate. I know most people loved it, but I fucking hated it. I've explained it before. Then he disappears. He's like, you can't gain any momentum, and because he'd done the pipe bomb, everyone knew he wasn't actually leaving. So it killed the mystique of, is he coming? Is he going to come back? And it's like, he might as well have just been injured. Do you know what I mean? And then he comes back. Then his like story to the title was shit. It just was, like the tease the babyface stuff. It was this discombobulated story with Mox. It was just weird. It had weird vibes to it. And it's like, now we're here. And it's like, now we're here when Kenny Omega has just come back from injury, and people were kind of frustrated seeing him in trios. You know what I mean? Like, we've finally got Kenny back. He's 100%. Right. He looks great. Kenny, like full Kenny's back. Like everyone's fired up about it, and it just felt like he's the guy who's got like the momentum. And it's like instead he's doing this other stuff, which now feels like the main part of the show, and admittedly, MJF and the pillar stuff, it just feels secondary, like that's not what everyone's talking about after the shows. That's not, and it just doesn't feel like, this is my very, very long-winded way of saying it. It just does not feel like it's MJF's time right now. It feels more like it would be Kenny's. So
put Rob up. He got something to say.
What does Rob want? I've told people no more fucking run-ins, and he tries to run in all the time.
He's literally backstage, like as a prisoner.
Bro.
You know why? You know why you're saying all this? You know why you're saying all this? You know
what do you want,
bro? You're not telling the truth, my nigga. The truth is MJF is not a draw, my nigga. The truth is MJF had 30 seconds last week. They did 900K. MJF had an advertised segment of nearly 10 minutes on the show. How much did we do, Charlie?
What was the rating?
I don't fucking know.
800. Oh yeah, that's right. 800K. But the world champion was advertised. You're not telling the truth, Monty. That nigga. And listen, Bryan Danielson. I know what you are, bro. I know who you're working with. You're working with Don Callis and you're working with MJF, nigga. I know who you are. I know what you about, nigga. You shady, nigga. Also, MJF, you're not a draw. Give the title to Kenny Lowe, bro. It's time. Your time is up, nigga. I'm going to watch this Hitchcock show on Kota Ibushi.
All right. Anyway.
What was the rating? Charlie was. I don't know how this is going to go the way Robin did.
You put a gun up to Charlie's head. What was the rating?
We got that out the way. That isn't even what he wanted to say because he was in here from before that. So it's like, whatever. Anyway, no more running.
Didn't you guys agree? Wasn't your point that Kenny should be the champ also?
Yeah, it was just.
Anyway, carry on.
He didn't have all that, the performative stuff, Anyway.
Shout out to Unpurist, though.
Always, tomorrow, going to be a big episode. Big episode of Unpurist tomorrow with Rob, Chris, AO. They're going to be getting off their shit like Rob just did there, but for 2 hours, So they're going to be cooking. But yeah, okay. So Omega versus Cobb. What did we think of the match? I'll start with... I know what Manny thought. I'm going to start with Israel. Did you watch Kenny Omega versus Cobb?
I did not.
Damn it. Charlie?
Yeah. I liked it. I thought the first 5 minutes was a bit slower than I was anticipating, but when you consider it from the storyline point of view, it makes sense. He was going into it with all this other shit going on in the background. But I ended up really liking it. My main takeaway from it is the fact that he got him up for the one-winged angel, and it actually looked good on TV. Yeah. So I thought that was fucking beast.
He didn't just get him up; he walked around. That was crazy.
Yeah, he did his little march around the ring. It was great. Yeah, I enjoyed the match. It was good.
I liked how they built the struggle to the one-winged angel as well. So.
Yeah.
And like you said, when he actually got him up, he was fucking walking around with him. Had him up there, bro. Kenny's the man. This wasn't it wasn't quite the Vikingo match last week.
Yeah.
But they worked definitely a more time match. I think every match is more time than what they did last week. But they worked a body part. They told a little story and stuff. This was definitely a lot more grounded. I liked it, but I think both of them. I think if they were, for example, main event in one of the New Japan US shows or something, then you'd get a lot more out of it than what we got last night. It was very much a TV total defense. I liked it though. Joe, where was you at with it?
I actually was very good. The first time I watched it, I was slightly underwhelmed when I was watching it live, but I also was doing other things. I rewatched it today, and I thought it was very good. I thought Kenny's performance was spectacular, actually, in terms of the detail work. His selling was so good throughout, and it was definitely more of a traditional match than than I actually expected, because I kind of thought they were going to just go bombs, and Cobb was going to do his power stuff, and Kenny was going to be as explosive as ever. But it was more traditional than that. I thought they had a very good match. I like Jeff Cobb as a talent. I didn't think it was his finest hour, to be totally honest, and that's not that is what it is. It happens, but I thought Kenny looked great, and it certainly was another reminder of how versatile he is as a worker, right? He has so much range. He can work so many different types of matches. And I think you saw that here, but I do think they have a better one in them, which I'm not sure we'll see ever, because it's there's a lot of moving pieces there. But it was a very good match, I thought, nonetheless.
Manny, anything to add?
It was the most aggressive 3.5 to 3.75 star match I've ever seen.
That's not a bad thing,
Yeah, it's a pretty good rating, to be fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the way people were talking about it online, people would think it was one of the best matches Kenny's had in a long time. And Kenny was awesome, but I mean, I thought Cobb was kind of sucked out there. I mean,
it's about to be iftar, so I gotta go. Thank you, Monty, for having me, even though I wasn't here the whole time. I have nothing really else to add anyways, so bounce. Hey guys.
I appreciate the All Access review.
Yep.
That's great.
It was good shit. Shout out Israel, always. All right, we got the core four back, people. You know, we've been all over the place, but we're back. We're back. All right, so after the match is obviously what everyone's talking about. Bryan Danielson comes back. You know, the music hits, everyone pops, everyone's happy to see Bryan again.
Wait, Monta, did you know who? Did you know who? Did you know what the theme song was when you first heard it?
Hey, Bryan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I said that it looked weird that nobody knew whose theme song it was. I pointed that out, and people were like, "Well, of course nobody knew who he was." Like they started the song in the middle of the theme in the middle.
Wait. You asked us if we knew it was him, and we said yes.
I know, but I'm just saying I said that on Twitter, and people were getting mad at me for saying that. What are you talking about? Of course nobody knew who that was at the beginning because nobody knows his theme.
I thought people were upset about them changing Claudio's music back to that's his like OG thing, isn't it? What they use.
Wait, what? They changed Claudio's theme?
That was the actual conversation.
Why did we let Manny do this?
I don't know.
Anyway,
he asked us a question and said, "I did a tweet about this." And he was like, "Okay,
bro, let me fucking Bryan Danielson comes back, after the Omega Cobb match, and he comes back whilst the Blackpool Combat Club look like they're about to jump Omega in the ring. They've surrounded the ring. They're circling him. They're licking the lips, brother. They're about to kill this dude. And then, Danielson comes out, and it's like, all right, what's he gonna do here? Because that Bryan Danielson, he's kind of been like distanced from the rest of the Blackpool Combat Club. So again, he kind of raised the question about what is he gonna do here. He jumps in the ring, and he helps Omega to his feet, and there's still kind of an air of like, what's he really gonna do? Then I think it's Yuta who jumps up on the apron, and Kenny goes through him. And when his back's turned, Bryan hits him with that knee, brother. And he fucking clarks him with that knee as well.
Oh, yeah.
he got him, bro.
Incredible.
He got him. And yeah, man, they all dive in and they just kick the shit out of him, basically. And I think like Manny said earlier in the podcast, it's like, who's going to stop them now? They got Bryan, they got Max, they got Claudio. They got this mean version of Yuta, which is popping me lately, yeah, man, the Savages and Kenny's left passed out in the ring, and they're all posing, and they're all, it's just like, damn. Yeah. So
into this story. It's so good.
I can't believe people fell for, like, the people in the crowd fell for Danielson, like, being nice and everything. As soon as I saw him give the hand, I said, no, don't believe it. And then as soon as he turned around to do the bicycle knee, I said, he's cooked, bro. He's done.
100%. But you've got to think, like, the last time people saw him on TV, he cut that really heartfelt promo. Yeah. Like, just because we figured out where it was going, like, most wrestling fans don't watch it how we do.
Manny's takes on this segment are exclusively the fans were dumb throughout. That's his core read.
It's like, it's funny.
I thought this was the best thing on the show, honestly. This was red hot. This stuff's really exciting, and Dragon was such a dick immediately after pulling the trigger too. Like when they cut back and he was flexing while having the label on. Yeah. And so Claudio is really into this stuff. Like he looks like he's enjoying it so much. And you mentioned the way he's been acting. It's a serious faction. It's it's an incredibly talented faction. It's an all-time great lineup of talent, right? Like Yuta is obviously the small, the least part there, but he's a young guy. That's not any slight on him. But the other three guys are like all incredible in their own way. And Yuta is very much on his way to being a great wrestler in his own right. So it's an incredible faction, and they've been presented well.
You think it stays the 4-on-4, or they add the 5-on-5 with Takeshita?
I don't know.
That's where I think it's going. I think it will end up 5-on-5 eventually.
But do you think Takeshita is going to join?
He's the fifth man in
he's going BCC, brother. Like people, like he not pledged his allegiance. What am I trying to say? He said that he had Bryan's back during the MJF stuff, and I think that's where it's all going to come down to. Like Don Callis ain't got nothing he can offer him that's going to keep him with aligning with the elite. I don't think.
The one guy who I've always thought was a logical Combat Club member was Joe, because Joe was like a regal guy before almost any of these people. You know, that was like a thing that goes back to like 2001. And also where Joe's at in his career, that would protect him a lot to be part of a bigger group where you could put him in tags and multi-man matches. So that's always intrigued me if Takeshita was going to be on the elite side, you know, him being the fifth man there. But I mean, there's a lot of different options. The Takeshita thing, now that you mentioned that part of it, could really be the most interesting, you know, element of the story, right? Because there's like a will he won't he situation there. So
that's where they're going to go next.
And then if Takeshita joins the Blackpool Combat Club, then who joins the elite? Is it like Adam Cole? No, never mind.
It's not going to be Adam Cole.
I mean, if I think the Young Bucks are cooked, man, they're gonna freaking target Adam Cole's head, and they might take him out forever. So, shit. I mean,
there's one very obvious answer, but no one wants to talk about it because of the chances of it actually happening. It's shaky, but there's a real obvious answer to who it's gonna be.
I think it will happen. I think it will happen at least like on a temporary basis. You know, I'm not sure he'll ever be. I mean, if you're doing like Anarchy in the arena, I mean, he would. I feel like he would be a pretty natural fit in that dynamic. So we'll see. It'll be interesting.
Like,
but
having him come in for the one-off, like going into the pay-per-view of we don't know who it's going to be, and then having that be the reveal would be fucking incredible.
Absolutely.
100%.
Anyone that's not caught up, we're talking about Kota Ibushi, by the way.
I wasn't saying his name like he was problematic.
Just for anyone that's like not on the same wavelength.
You started going in the direction. I'm not going to say his name either. Fuck it. It's just.
He's a wild boy, you know.
Yeah.
What was I going to say now? I lost it. What's up, man?
I'm watching. I'm not watching. I'm just like I keep looking up at the Ring of Honor. What's that thing that embedded they're doing for
Road 2, whatever it is.
Road 2. Bro, it's like there's a ton of awesome like Chikara footage of just Eddie Kingston and Claudio.
Regrets going on right there.
It shows their first brawl where then it has all the freaking dumb luchadors all around Eddie Kingston. It's awesome.
Yeah, man. Chikara forever, brother. Yeah. All right, back to Dynamite again. The Guns got a promo on FTR. I thought this was pretty decent, you know. He was just spiteful, you know. Spiteful. Just a spiteful heel promo, you know. It weren't overly wacky, especially for their standards, you know. I thought it was good. Just obviously it was like a 30-second pre-tape. There's not much to say about it.
I'm glad they did something, you know. I'm glad you needed something on this week's show to push the gravity of next week's match, and they did that, and I thought it was effective. And I think from a character point of view, the Guns are getting there, right? And it may not be with the kind of the stature that you want your tag champs to have necessarily, but they get heat, and they always, I mean, they swing for the fence if nothing else, right? The Guns are never going to leave you wishing they gave it more attempt to get heat. So I think it'll be a hot match next week, to be honest with you, but we'll see.
We will. All right. We've almost got nothing else to say on the promo, which, you know, like I said, there's not much to say about it anyway. Orange Cassidy versus The Butcher. AEW International Championship match.
Leveled up.
Yeah, man. So it's just Orange Cassidy stat padded title defenses at this point, isn't it? You know, I like The Butcher, but it's, you know.
It was a nice match. It was right, yeah.
It was easy to watch.
Did it need to be on the show? Or, you know,
see, I mean, it is an interesting reign in that, like, he's kind of having like an old school TV title reign with this belt. You know, like he just sort of wrestles. He wrestles weekly against just a random collection of opponents, and he almost every week produces something that's like fun and watchable. And only a handful of them go beyond that because it's not really what he's trying to do, right? He's just having really steady matches. I am intrigued who eventually beats him, but I thought Butcher looked, you know, and I like the Butcher, but for what the Butcher does, I thought he did it pretty well here. That's the best way I can explain it.
I just want to see Orange Cassidy defend the belt outside of AEW and like hit up some indies. I think that's like the only miss Tony Khan's had this weekend, that he's not put an Orange Cassidy match on like any other promotion. Because I feel like that would have been a really good way to just promote the belt, get more eyes on that and just have some fun, just have a fun match somewhere.
It is interesting. It's like that belt has become what the TNT title used to be in a weird way, right? In terms of its usage, not necessarily its stature, in terms of the fact you see it so regularly on TV, and it's completely divorced from what you just said there about, you know, like being the touring belt and the.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Like I said, it's just another title defense. Yeah. One of many. Who's beating him?
Fuck.
I think Manny's boy's going to do it. I think Roosh is going to do it.
Oh, I would love that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do.
That's not who I was going to say, but that's a good shout. I like that.
Roosh has been like the guy who they've slotted in to lose a big match. I think it makes a lot of sense to give him a chance to be the guy who wins a lot of like underneath matches with that belt, and he would also be an interesting candidate as the aforementioned touring champ. Whether they're ever going to do that again or not, I don't know. But I mean, Roosh, like Orange getting worn down and then Roosh just fucking obliterating him would be very compelling, I think.
Yeah.
So that would be my pitch, but I don't know.
Be pretty brutal.
I think Orange is going to keep the title till Forbidden Door.
I'd like to see him drop it to a New Japan talent. That would be quite fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
My thinking was Takeshita. Like, especially if Takeshita does go the route of BCC, have that be where he does his, like, heel turn, where he just beats the shit out of Orange Cassidy and takes the belt.
That could be interesting, yeah. In some ways, Takeshita almost feels like he may be, like what he could be involved in, what we were talking about earlier, almost could be bigger than this belt will ever be. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like, it almost feels secondary, but that'd be a nice way to...
just keeping gold in BCC as well.
Yeah.
Especially like we don't know what's going to happen this weekend. I think Utah's going to retain. I'm not sure about Claudio. So...
Yeah. That's one of the more interesting things about this show tomorrow night is the Blackpool Combat Club piece of it. I do think there's, like, I don't think Shibata winning is impossible, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, I think Shibata's winning.
Exactly.
I think he's winning.
Exactly. And it's because that schedule is, the Ring of Honor schedule allows you to do some really like creative stuff because you only need to fly a guy over for like a weekend, right? So,
Shibata lives here anyways.
There you go. It's even easier. But like, it's not hard to schedule wise. It's not hard. There's a better way to explain it, right? Like, he could work one match a month and be on the TV. So
yeah.
But nonetheless,
nice stuff. Yeah, I've got Shibata. But anyway, next up we had a Jade promo. More of this legal stuff with Mark Sterling and Taya using a finisher. I mean, for me personally, it's whatever. You know. It's whatever. Taya already feels kind of like whatever as well, you know, which is unfortunate, but whatever, you know, just whatever.
It's just kind of there. Jade's on TV.
I've done more Jade Cargill runs, you know, and it's never about her. It's just about
It's her booking. Why do we keep going back to all the same stuff? Like, why is it another legal thing? It's just, why can we not give her a good storyline? Like,
she's such a character as well. Like, it can't be that hard.
She does what she does really well with what they give her. They're just not giving her anything good enough.
Really... Sorry, Charlie.
No, you're good. You're good.
That's not Tony Khan's favorite kind of wrestler to book. I mean, like, I don't know. Like, it's because it seems like she has to be protected so much, and Tony Khan doesn't do well with the protected wrestlers. He's just like, just go out there and have a good match, you know, and all that. Just, I don't know. We're just in limbo.
He booked himself into a corner. Jade should have dropped the belt to Willow. That's my thing. They should have done that earlier this year.
Yeah, he seems to have decided that he's going to wait for Statlander, right? And yeah,
I love Stat, but
me too.
Yeah, but literally just wait for Statlander.
Literally, yeah, that's what it feels like.
And like, she's earliest back Double or Nothing, and that's still like a month and a half away.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, it's not like. And it's not like that. You're just gonna like wait for her to come back like on the pay-per-view and then build to the match and all that. It's just like,
and the build is always just like back and forth pre-tapes. They're like this, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I like smash together.
Right, so we had Juice Robinson promo. He's going to be wrestling this Friday. Willow versus Ruby. Yeah, man, they went out there and
This was good.
they did the thing.
yeah.
They did the thing, man. They did the thing. It just my thing is like you have these matches to establish angles and further storylines, but it's like how can you do this when they do the same angle every fucking week, bro? Like there's a brawl, someone makes a save, and then there's a match booked next week, and then the same thing happens again. Or someone comes out and cuts a promo, they get interrupted, they start brawling. Someone comes out, Rio comes out with the pole. Like it's just do a fucking angle, bro. Like a real one, please. Like Jesus Christ.
People on Twitter are just like the match next week, it's Jamie versus Rio. They're just like, oh, keep the Outcast storyline away from it. It's just like, but when do you want the angles to happen? Because that's the perfect opportunity. They're gonna have a really good match. Just fucking end it with a fucked finish. Like I hate them, but we need something to heat this storyline up. And I understand like Jamie had her visa issues. She hadn't been there. But there's like 4 other women on that side that you could have had shit going on with. Like, I don't understand why it's stagnant.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it is, you know, we're kind of going in circles with the angles themselves. But I will say I did think the match was a really good time.
Yeah, it was.
I think Willow is so, like, I mean, even at this point, Willow has not been on TV for that long. And every time they put her out there, she's always so good in these spots. And, you know, Ruby, I do think, while the Outcast is not going to be accused of being like, you know, the NWO anytime soon, I do think Ruby has improved things a lot. And so I think there's positives here, but again, I agree that the overall direction, it feels like we're kind of hitting the same note over and over again, unfortunately. So
yeah, sends me crazy.
So many.
Sends me mad. Like you know when they do it, I'm like, when it's happening in front of me and it's like someone comes out and makes a save, I'm like, do a fucking angle. Like, it sends me crazy. Right, we've got a few super chats that I've actually been very late on. Reggie, I always get your name mixed up. I apologise. $3 Australian. Don Blady for the love of the game. Absolutely, he's a legend. Showtown Spurs, $5. Jamie and Riho will have a 5-star banger next week and everyone will rejoice. I hope that they do. Custodian, Brian Pillman Jr., aka American Arcada. $4.99 super chat, appreciate it. I'm gonna give you all the scoop. I was offered to be in the BCC, had to turn it down due to my custodial responsibilities, but imagine how unstoppable we would be. I mean, I don't know about all that, brother. You know, don't know about all that one. All right, so next up in the show, we had a Powerhouse Hobbs video package, and then moving on to the main event. Daniel Garcia versus the returning to in-ring action, Adam Cole. Daniel Garcia, bro, he always lives up to his spot, man. I went on like a fucking... Me and I went on a rant about fucking just... He's just good, you know? He's just really fucking good, you know? And again, he's just... Everything I said yesterday, if you didn't watch, just... I think very highly of the kid, you know?
Yeah.
And just, you know, but
he's special, man. Yeah. Absolutely. And this was such a credit to him that he was in this role, because obviously Cole hadn't wrestled for 9 months. And it was a scary injury that he had too. And Garcia is such a polished wrestler and such a smart wrestler, and he'd give him time. He paced the match beautifully as a heel. He would always just do some shit talk on the side so Cole could stay where, you know, like, because you could see Cole was feeling that he hadn't wrestled in a long time, right? I mean, early on, there was a moment where Shivani was putting over, like, there's no ring rust, and you could see the ring rust, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's to be expected, you know? And I thought Garcia was tremendous in, like, steering the ship, making sure they got home safe, and it was fine. Absolutely. I thought it was a good match, in fact, and it will get easier from here for Cole because he's got the first one out of the way, and he looked pretty good. He'll look better moving forward, and look, I mean, everyone's got their opinions on Cole at this point, but, like, he's obviously an asset to the promotion, and the people love him. And I thought it was a really steady way to get him back involved, and they had a pretty damn good match in the end. So a huge kind of success within the story for Garcia as a wrestler, I think, but obviously a big moment for Cole.
Yeah, I thought it was good booking, like genuinely, you know. Just smart booking. Charlie, what did you think of the match?
I really liked the match. Joe's pretty much nailed it with what he was saying. Like, I don't think you could have chosen a better person than Garcia to be in this role, because like he just really embraced what he had to do, and it's like he's a safe worker, and you could like really see that in the match. That like I wouldn't say that Cole like needed the guidance like the further they got into it, like but that beginning stretch you could see like they were going through the motions a little bit. He was getting back into it. And it's like it was his first match back in like 9 months, so it was to be expected. But I was a little bit surprised that he got back into it as smoothly as he did, like going through the match. And I think a lot of that is like credit to Garcia for being the sort of worker he was. It was really good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and Paul, one thing that was noticeable was as the babyface, Cole was almost able to just focus on the fundamentals and getting comfortable, because he didn't have to do much in terms of emoting or expressing in regards to the story, because Garcia made up the difference in that regard. Cole's part of the story is simple. He's the wrestler everyone likes who's coming back from a scary injury. So he needs to just do his thing. It was on Garcia to get the heat as the heel and position him as such that that he could kind of have an easy night. And again, I don't say this to say that he carried him, because that's not the point. It's more that he positioned Cole to succeed on a really big night for Adam Cole, and they did a good job. So it was a very, very nice main event for sure.
It's funny we're talking about Adam Cole's return to the ring. It's just the Garcia praise.
Right. But to most people, Cole went over, and that's what matters. It's just we're nerds, so we're looking at it through this lens.
He's just so like selfless, and he kind of gets thrown around a lot in wrestling, I think.
Yeah.
But it's like he really is. Okay, like you could.
Oh. I believe our fearless leader has talked about Daniel Garcia so much that his internet has given up. Manny, what did you think of the main event?
It was good. Garcia, does his thing, smart worker, makes everybody look good.
Two solid pros.
Yeah, 2 solid pros going out there. Oh, yeah, it's a ring rust. He's gonna. I'm not gonna judge him off this one performance.
Yeah, it sounds like you're judging him actually.
Am I back?
Yes, you're back.
There we go.
Okay, where did I get to?
You were talking about Daniel Garcia again. I can't remember now. You were putting him over again. Pick up what you.
Yeah. He knows his role.
Selfless.
Yeah, he's just so selfless, and you saw it in the Brody King match as well, like last week. It's just like he just knows his role, man. And he just plays it, and he'll always put his opponent in, especially as a heel. He'll put his opponent in a position where they'll wrestle the match that they should be wrestling. Like wise beyond his years. He's the man. Manny, I don't know how much you give your take on it.
He said he thought it fucking sucked.
Why? Sounds like a Manny take, so I believe it.
Yeah, believable, but no, he didn't. He said he was not going to judge Cole of that performance, but
fair.
He judged him enough that he was hesitant to call them 2 solid pros, and he snickered slightly. So he was a little bit. He felt dismissive. That's what I'm going to say. Man, you can speak for yourself. Comment.
Well, the match was good. He's gonna go out there and have good matches with Chris Jericho, and Daniel Garcia moved on to Hiroshi Tanahashi. So it just shows where Tony viewed these 2 guys. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right. AEW Dynamite, man.
I also did want to say I saw people online saying that Adam Cole was blaming Jay White for his injury. I don't know if that's true. Did somebody confirm that?
They showed a clip from the Forbidden Door match in All Access, and that was labeled how the second concussion happened, and Twitter's taken this 10-second clip and.
Yeah, it was like they played a clip of Jay White hitting a Uranagi, but it's not even they didn't actually say that was it,
No, it was just a clip from Forbidden Door.
But yeah, man, that was Dynamite, man. Adam Cole's big in-ring return, Bryan Danielson return, turn heel. We got some more elite lore, good stuff. Right, Super Chat though, Showtime Spurs $5. At least they tried to use a chair instead of spray paint. Also, Jamie's lariat would have taken Tony's head off.
Fucking hell, yeah.
That was awesome.
Monty, I need to know what your thoughts about the streamers and all that after.
It was a nice moment.
That was a little too much.
A little.
Anyway. The guy's not dead. He just came back from a concussion.
I mean, it makes I guess it's not. I guess it's nice in the sense of like it shows how like it's more like just like a nice gesture from Tony, But it's just kind of like at the same time, I'm with Manny completely. When you're like, all right, it's a bit much, man. Could have done it after TV or some shit. Like I don't know, man. Like it just. I don't want to sound like too much of a cunt because it's just like it was a nice moment, like almost objectively, it was a wholesome moment, and it was just like, all right, man. Like,
I popped in. I don't know if this was on the air, but last night on the game show, I think it was Jay Shell said that she thought Adam Cole was going to propose and all that. And I said that,
for a split second, so did I. I was like, oh, no, they're not going to do this, please.
And I said, I think Britt Baker thought so too. And then I was just...
Everybody on screen no-sold it, except for me in the live chat.
Manny said a lot of things we had to no-sell last night.
Yeah, and I was just I was just slandering Manny in the live chat, and I could just see him read it, pop into himself, just giggling into himself, saying these things. But, yeah, man, Dynamite was all right, man. But, one thing I also wanted to touch on as well was Tony's basically outright said that he's interested in working with Stardom and keep our eyes on it. Do you think they'll be part of Forbidden Door, or do you think they'll do something separate? Or do you think they'll just, like, get someone on Dynamite kind of thing? Because they have done that before. Like, the Red Belt has been on Dynamite, I believe, but, like, it was, like, 2019, with, like, Bea Priestley. Like, it'd be interesting to see how that relationship gets picked back up, like, even though it's pretty much a lot of the same people, Tony Khan works with, like, New Japan, Bushi Road, so it'd be interesting to see how it plays out. I guess it would be a matter of, like, how much does Tony want to push this through, Where are you guys at with it?
I hope they work together. Like, there's some matches I want to see. There's, like, I'm all for Stardom getting more exposure on, like, American TV and that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd prefer it to be involved in Forbidden Door, but not if it has to sacrifice the match quality because of the cards already going to be so massive. Mm-hmm. So if it comes down to that, I'd be more than happy just to have a couple of special Dynamites where they do exhibition matches. But ideally, it'd be on Forbidden Door because that's like, it's the name of the show. It's like, it would make the most sense for it to happen there. But wherever they can get them in is where I'm at with it.
Yeah, it does. It feels like something logical to explore right at this point. It's just with any kind of collaboration, there's obviously other factors that play into it and other elements that can make it less than you think, in your mind it could be. But it does feel logical to explore some kind of connection. I definitely I'm with you in terms of Forbidden Door could be it could kind of hamstring in some ways, right? Like it could hamper it, because that card is always going to be it's going to be loaded to begin with. If by that point the new TV show is around, which it might be, there's a lot of talk of that will be around that time, the new Saturday show. It would be a real cool opportunity to do some specials maybe, and like giving that show that immediate identity would be pretty neat. So different things to explore. They have so many hours they can use for this stuff now, but it feels like something that we should see in some form or fashion, I think, definitely.
I don't think we'll see most. If we're going to see any more international talent, I think it's going to be on Ring of Honor. So,
right,
I think I see one on there. That's because this Ring of Honor show just has a shit ton of international talent. So I think that's what Tony's going to focus more of that time on, and then maybe just have like, if you're like a huge star for that promotion and everybody knows who you are, I think you might be on Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not, then you're just going to be on Ring of Honor, and that's what Tony's main focus is going to be. So,
oh yeah, I want him on Dynamite, man. Because it's like my own thing with Stardom.
Think of the ratings, Monty.
I don't fuck them. My own thing. I am thinking of the ratings as well, actually, just not in the way that you are thinking. Let me get there. It's like my whole thing with Stardom, like especially as like a fringe fan. Like I'm not Jamie or Parker or do you know what I mean? Like I'm not deep into it. I'm not watching every episode. I'll watch the big shows and I have a brief idea of like what's going on in there, you know. And they've just absolutely killed it over the past like few years. You know, like they were literally like the only promotion like in the world that was growing through the pandemic. You know, like just being able to pull that off is like an insane feat. You know, they're getting critical acclaim every single year. They've got a bunch of top talent that again are very critically acclaimed, and you know, it feels like it just needs the eyes on it now, and that's why I get so fired up about like Mercedes potentially working with a lot of them.
Yeah.
And doing a decent run there. And I've said it many times, like I want Mercedes to blow up Stardom. I wanted to do like a year working with the talent and really get some eyeballs on it. And that'd be the same for like the AEW Stardom partnership. The idea of it for me was like, yeah, it gives AEW some more women to like work with that are great wrestlers and you can book great matches with them. But also I want to see those women from Stardom get the platform that they deserve, even though it's international, but like still it's just they deserve it, man, and people deserve to be, you know, introduced to that product in ways that places like AEW can provide those opportunities to do so, you know. And again, like the same with Mercedes, like I've always said, like even though she isn't booked for anything after, I think it's April or May. So I'd love for it to do the whole year there. Work Julia, work Tam, work all the big names over there. Mayu, all of them, blow up the place, man. You know, like.
Yeah.
So when you say Ring of Honor, I 100% like get that as a prediction because Tony has been loading them up with international talents. But Tony even said it earlier in the media call, bro. It's got 15,000 subscribers. It's like it's not going to do anything for Stardom. And if you're Rossi, the booker. It's like, why am I sending you one of my best talents, missing out on them for a week because you know what their schedules are like? It's crazy, and what am I getting out of it? A few retweets on a graphic, because what people will pop for the graphic, but at the end of the day, 15,000 people are going to watch it. It's not going to blow up Stardom. It's not going to do anything for them. Like, so yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. I want them on Dynamite, need them on Dynamite. Also, Tony, carry on, Joe.
Oh, no, I'm with you. Carry on, mate.
Tony also said that he's going to be making a UK announcement soon. Mate, he said he's going to be making an announcement soon, but he was also asked by TalkSport earlier on today or yesterday, you know, what's the update with the UK show? Because they announced that they were going to be doing a UK show like fucking ages ago, like last year, and there's been no word on it since. So, you know, TalkSport, the UK publication, you know, they asked him about it, and Tony was like, there's going to be an announcement very soon. And then Tony went on the media call and was like, there's going to be a big announcement on Dynamite next week. So I think it would be fair to, if you have the prediction or the assumption that it might be the UK show, then I think that would be pretty fair. But it could be anything. You know what Tony's like with his big announcements, you know? Yeah. So who knows?
It could for sure be that Saturday show, right? The rumoured Saturday show.
Absolutely.
It could definitely be that.
Yeah, it could be anything. It's Tony.
Yeah.
Could be a new fucking belt. It wouldn't surprise me at this point. He pulls them out of nowhere.
You never know. He's bought another promotion again. You know, he comes out on Dynamite. He's like, I've bought Progress.
MLW.
Yeah. The thing about Progress is
the thing about Progress. Yeah.
There's things going on. We'll talk about it after the podcast. I've heard a few things.
Oh my god, I'm going to a Progress show next month. I've never been,
Me too.
Never been so ashamed in all
Is
my
Eddie
life.
Kingston going to do it?
I saw Eddie Kingston on graph. I said, "Oh fuck, I'm going to Progress."
That's exactly what I did. I saw the match. I was just like, "Oh shit."
And Leo Rush and Leon Slater in the match too. So I was like, gee, I can't even talk myself out of the match. You know, like, it's good wrestlers too. Oh, there's just no reason.
Did Progress still book those really long cards?
Last time I was there, I came out about the next day. I think I walked out. It's sunny again. I was like, what the fuck's going on here? I was at the one Swerve didn't make, wasn't I? I was because Papa Holbert wanted to see Swerve, and I got into the building, checked my phone, and said Swerve's not here. So here we are.
Swerve's not there, yeah.
Yeah, and about 7 hours later, I left the building.
Bro, I just turned on Bloodsport because they say Kota Ibushi is about to come on. I turn this on and I see some guy throwing some ghost ass forearms on the ground. Come on, bro! Like
So Ibushi's not on. I was gonna say that's we want to get out of it for that because I know Bloodsport's been on, but it's like I think I was saying it either before the stream or whilst we were live. It's like there's all these shows on Mania Week, and it's like there's matches on all these shows that I want to watch, but it's like it's the rest of the shows that I'm not particularly interested in, and having to get through them. So it's like we're gonna wrap this up in the next couple of minutes, and hopefully we can catch Ibushi in Bloodsport, do his thing, do his return match, and
So what I'm gonna my plan is for tonight is I decided that I'm not gonna play my PlayStation tonight. I'm gonna have my laptop with one of the shows. God damn, my Bloodsport stream went out. And then I'm gonna have my phone on Bloodsport, and then I'm gonna have Ring of Honor on my TV.
Good.
This is a spiteful super chat here, but Ben, $5. Can Cole become the first wrestler in AEW to feud with Jericho and not come out colder than what he went in?
Ooh.
Maybe.
Hey,
Probably not.
Hot, so.
Probably not, but we'll see, man. We'll see. Because obviously it's like, everyone loves him right now. Everyone loves him anyway, to be honest. He's always been super over in AEW, so you add in like the injury and people missing him. He's like, fucking, he's the man right now, man. All right, so let's get out of here. On Purist tomorrow. If you're still hanging around, please like the video if you haven't already. It means a lot. I know I bore you with this pretty much every day at this point, But like the videos, please, I think we've got like fucking 60, 70 likes or something. Get us to 100 or something, man. We want to get closer to it. So yeah, like the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you've sat with us for the past 2 hours and you haven't subscribed yet, you're a sicko. We appreciate all the super chats as always. You guys are always showing out and giving us a reason to actually do these podcasts. Yeah, man. On Purist tomorrow, they're going to be doing like they'll probably talk about some of the shows that are going on right now, especially the Ibushi stuff. Ring of Honor preview and just their usual shit talking. Going to be good shit. Going to be funny shit. And yeah, man. Shout out Joe Hulbert, Manny the Hooper, Charlie for coming back in, and we're going to get out of here unless anyone's got any plugs or anything important they want to say.
I want to plug. Go on, Manny.
Okay, so I don't know if anybody's on the Ring of Honor app right now. Yeah, I just want to say this out because I don't know if I'm crazy or not, but the show should have been out by now, right?
No, it's delayed. Oh, good Lord, Manny. Can you just...
Okay. I was about to say, I was freaking out because I'm like, bro, I just
it starts in 10 minutes, I think. No, it starts in an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, I was about to say, because right now they're showing the Jay Briscoe tribute show, and I was like, bro, what happened to the Ring of Honor show?
I have a plug on Manny's behalf. This is regarding the aforementioned Hogan Vince review. This is from the Oracle of Wrestling. Manny's review of Hogan Vince is among the funniest things I've ever read. What a legend in this business. That's a serious review there, folks. The Oracle of Wrestling does not praise anything, so there you go. Go check out WrestlePierce.com. Also, twitch.tv/late night grin. A couple of us will be live later to watch this Impact show. That is over 3 fucking hours away. So, I mean, with all due respect, if you are watching that show, just come on our Twitch channel and not even you can mute us. I'm fine with that. Just viewership. You know what I mean? I need the encouragement at this point. It's very, very late. So, much going on over there. Also, Manny will be in the chat, so you can talk with him about conspiracies or whatever.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed on the show.
Yeah, follow everyone on screen. Follow everyone on screen. Everyone's got the rats on screen except for Manny, which is Manny the Hooper. And we appreciate all you guys coming out as always. And yeah, I'm going to finish watching this Ibushi match. Subscribe, like if you haven't again. And peace.